Their skeletal remains lay buried miles from home in the same silent woods. Two young lives taken under eerily similar circumstances. In late summer 2003, 18-year-old Jeniffer Moonbeam Hammond stepped out of a sedan into the gravel drive of Creek and Pines Trailer Park in Milton, New York. 2 years later, on a summer's night in 2005, 19-year-old Christina White walked away from her family's mobile home just 2 miles away, and neither ever returned. Two families left only with questions, and still, no one has been charged. Jeniffer Hammond was a Colorado college freshman, selling magazine subscriptions on the road. She called herself Moonbeam, drawn to sunsets and open skies. On August 30th, 2003, she arrived in Albany, spent the morning at a hotel, and hopped into a co-worker's car. At 1 p.m., she was dropped off at the Creek and Pines Trailer Park on Middle Line Road. With a clipboard in hand and a warm smile, she promised to be back in 2 hours. By 3 p.m., she was nowhere to be found. No one heard from her again. Later that afternoon, Jeniffer's hotel room sat undisturbed. Suitcase half-zipped, clothes still on hangers. A one-way bus ticket home untouched. Phone bills showed no outgoing calls after 2:45 p.m. 2 days passed before co-workers alerted supervisors. On November 2nd, 2003, over 2 months later, her employer formally reported her missing. Investigators scoured area hospitals, jails, even the Amtrak stations, but every lead fizzled. Throughout 2004 and early 2005, the Saratoga County Sheriff's Office kept her case alive in cold case files. Major William Sprague of the New York State Police reviewed phone dump maps and cell tower pings. The blank spaces where Jeniffer's calls should have been became a map of mystery. Community volunteers put up hundreds of flyers, but the months stretched on. Moonbeam's trail went silent. On October 25, 2009, a local hunter in Greenfield kicked aside leaves along Lake Desolation Road and spotted bone fragments. Skulls, a mandible, 3 teeth. Dental records confirmed it was Jeniffer Hammond. A half-mile from the road, evidence markers dotted the soft earth. Taphonomic experts estimated the remains had been exposed to the elements for nearly 6 years. Decomposition made cause of death impossible to determine. Still, investigators reclassified the case as homicide. But who first brought her there? And why? Nearly 2 miles south, on the evening of June 30, 2005, Christina White left her family's mobile home in Saratoga Village Park for a walk she took often. Witnesses saw her near the intersection of Geyser Road and Rowland Street around 10 p.m. She never returned. 2 days later, her family reported her missing. Volunteers joined local law enforcement in door-to-door canvasses, flashlights cutting through thick shrubbery, and hovercraft searches across the Hudson River Islands. But no sign of Christina. On March 10, 2006, hunters stumbled on skeletal remains in Daketown State Forest, 8 miles north of the mobile home park. Forensic pathologists confirmed the bones belonged to Christina White. An autopsy revealed multiple stab wounds in the chest and abdomen. She had fought back. Her phone, wallet, even the small folding knife she carried were missing. Evidence markers numbered the spots where every fragment lay, a silent testament to a brutal end. Map overlays showed the trailer parks less than 2 miles apart, and the body recovery sites within 10 miles northward. Teen girls, alone, at dusk, or night. 2 unsolved homicides. Sheriff Michael Zerlo called the similarities uncanny and opened a joint task force. Investigators reinvestigated both cases side by side, comparing call records, witness sketches of unfamiliar cars, and any scrap of biological evidence. They solicited tips on social media and updated the state police missing person website with both cases. Speculation ran from passing drifters to a local assailant. In 2023, after the arrest of Craig N. Ross Jr. for an unrelated kidnapping, cold case detectives briefly examined whether his known routes touched Milton, but found no DNA match, no footprints, no credible link. Meanwhile, advances in genetic genealogy gave fresh hope. Investigators are uploading degraded DNA from both scenes to national databases, seeking distant relatives of the killer. Still, without a confident hit, the trail remains frozen. 2 lives taken, and 2 stories still waiting to be told to the end. Who followed Jeniffer Moonbeam Hammond into the woods off Desolation Road? Who crept up on Christina White under the cover of Daketown pines? And why do they remain free, their names lost in cold case files?